we're getting that fever. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Petey, tell us about, a lot of people, they're concerned when things come into the neighborhood. They want to see what benefit. Now, as far as volunteers, as far as jobs, now, what is the chamber doing along those lines? And how would a person that won't get involved with your organization, not just for the Classic, but with your organization, period, the Black Caucus?
The chamber is a membership association.
Mm-hmm.
Our focus has been to help build the capacity in Prince George's County for small businesses and provide the tools they need to grow their businesses and enrich their lives.
Mm.
Along the way, we have opportunities for people to volunteer, to help us with some of the projects that we're doing, help us with some of the events that we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
But we're trying to provide, our focus is trying to provide seminars and training initiatives for groups of people that are missing things that will make them whole, so to speak.
Now, are you focusing on both the young people and the senior citizen?
Well,
that's a wide range, but I mean, you get more senior citizens now that, I mean, they're not in, the capacity and everything. They can do just as well as anyone else, and they have knowledge. And I think that we're missing that part of the work.
Well, part of our mission is to enrich our community. So in order to do that, we have to work with the young and we have to work with the old.
Right.
65 is no longer a senior citizen anymore.
Right.
That's someone who is doing an active lifestyle, still working.
Right.
So their needs are somewhat different than what they were 20 years ago.
Right.
So we have to recognize that, but we do all that we can to reach out to the community at large.
Because what happens with that, I think you miss talent. Individuals that have talent, have experience, and a lot of them are just sitting around doing nothing, cutting grass or watching TV or something, and they have a knowledge you just can't measure the knowledge that some people have that's in the 65 and over. Mm-hmm. And they're viable. They can get around too. See?
Sure.
Ed, if I could share with you, in this kind of economy, a lot of people are also losing their jobs.
Yeah.
More entrepreneurs are created during recession than in any other economic climate.
Right.
Because when people don't have jobs, they have to find ways to sustain and survive.
Right.
So many people during the last couple of years have gone into businesses of their own. Now, growing that capacity from being maybe a one-person operation to a much larger operation, the entrepreneur and the employee, we look at and see them as kind of two markets.
Mm-hmm.
And I agree with you 100%. And in my primary business, probably the average age of my employees are 65.
Yeah.
Maybe a little above 65, as I hire federal retirees who had a federal career, and when they retire, I employ them in a second term doing what they're an expert at.
Which they're expert and they want something to do.
Well, we have to have more entrepreneurs achieve success in order to be able to hire that knowledge and experience that may not be interested in starting as many businesses, but certainly want to participate.
But also they're a resource. They're a great resource for the young people.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? When I
Absolutely.
say resources, the young people, they can even conduct classes if necessary. Because most of them in that age bracket are not one for money, so they're not looking for money. They're looking for participation.
Now, I'll hire some of those. If you can send me all of those you can find.
Okay. All right, then. We'll be right back in a second. Hi, welcome back to the Ed Brown Show. We had two gentlemen here concerning the Prince George's Classic. I tell you, that is some classic, like I told you earlier. And we're going to have Mr. Little. He'll tell us something about the teams, how you go about selecting the teams and that type of thing. Oh, tell me about it, Mr. Little, about this team selection. How you do that? How do you go about that, selecting?
One of the commitments we've made is that we're going to have Bowie State University involved in the Classic every year. As we started out, that was not the case. Our first couple of years were at FedEx Field, and this will be our fourth year at Bowie State University. So to a large degree, we've turned this into a fundraiser for Bowie State University while accomplishing all of the other goals from an economic perspective, opportunities for business, its impacts on education.
Great idea.
The team selection is tied to, we have to either go with a team that is a part of Bowie State's regular schedule. As you know, this year we have Shaw University, which is CIAA champions for out of the last 5 years.
Rough.
Both schools had big games in the week preceding the Classic, so set up a good match.
Big games like Bowie beat Livingston 52-0.
52-0 tells you there's a lot of promise, huh?
Yeah, what was Shaw's?
60-something to 7, I believe.
67.
They won by.
52-0.
So if we can get a team that has a good alumni base in this region and travels well, we'll go with someone from the schedule. If not, then we'll be looking at schools that Bowie State has the opportunity to bring to Bowie for a game. Bowie's first game this year was Slippery Rock. Was Slippery Rock the first game or second game?
Mid something, wasn't it? No, that was Maryland, was mid Tennessee or something.
I think it was Slippery Rock.
I think it was Slippery Rock.
Tennessee.
Slippery Rock, yeah. Right.
When they came in, that was a good team, and they brought a lot of people with them. They had a good showing at the stadium in terms of audience. So you'd like to see a competitive game, but we also need to support the local school. We need to have our fans come out and support and be present. Those revenues make a big difference for the university. It also helps in terms of developing a sponsorship following. Sponsors want to be in front of people, eyeballs. So Bowie has traditionally done well over the last few years with its homecoming and with the Prince George's Classic. It would be nice if we could get that to where it was all of the games, and certainly we've made our perspective clear to the coach that you have to be winning. That helps to bring a crowd. I know.
I've had him on the show.
If you can win, we can build and bring more people to the audience. But sponsorship is the key to the Classic. If you have a program where you're putting bodies in the stadium, then various advertisers and corporate brands will want to sponsor this kind of product. For one, it helps young people. It's educational focused. And if you have a crowd, those are the eyeballs that sponsors look for. As you know, Prince George's is a unique demographic in itself. We're largely African-American community with pretty reasonable incomes.
It says the latest thing is that Maryland is #1 as far as income is concerned. That was on television today.
Well, I would think that Prince George's contributes a great deal to that number.
I want to know where that money is. They talk about 70,000, man. It's average. You know? I need to go back to work.
And if you think about this is a heavily government-populated workforce.
That, yeah.
So when you have a federal workforce, then I would say probably the average salary in federal environment probably is around $70,000. And I think that this market is very reflective of that fact.
That was the quote, that it was #1. I said, Maryland #1.
That's good.
Check that out. Okay.
Taxes too high, but that's your next show. That's your next show.
That's the next show. Okay, Petey, tell us the businesses that maybe some of them don't know, just what it takes, to sponsor. And I would say some of them know the advantages of, getting involved with the Classic. Tell us, just if a business is out there and they want to, get involved, what is the procedure?
Well, we offer sponsorships to all levels of business.
That's what I want to know. I mean, the home businesses and things of that nature, two-men business, or it's just corporations is involved.
We don't care whether you're a corporate or you're a one-person business, as long as you want to sponsor. But we offer those opportunities, and we try and publicize that on our website to let people know that there are sponsorships available.
They don't have to wait till September. They can contact you now if they want to sponsor next year. Be a sponsor for next year.
Sure.